Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down. You look at this Cowboy defense. They're just below the cut line for top half of the league, 17th in the NFL against the run.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right? They get upfield, they rush the passer, and sometimes neglect stopping the run. That's something they have to work on and reverse a little bit. Make sure you play the run on your way back to the quarterback.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Nix from the shotgun. He's got his target. That's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down. The Broncos are the perfect 4-0 to start the campaign. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. To throw, here's Nix. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that that was part of their script, because so many teams script their opening possessions, and whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. They'll run with a 2nd-round pick from April's draft. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Here's Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up. Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
first down. They'll go to the ground attack.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down.
Able to hit his target, Lamb.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
Prescott off play action.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
Well, to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver.
Second down and 3. On play action, here's Nix.
Rolling to his right.
And that'll be complete to Dobbins.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Sutton reeling it in on the left side. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll make it second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Third and 2. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And Dobbins, he is not going to get there. They stop him short of the line to gain.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, and they're going for it on 4th down.
They'll go for it. Here's Nix.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, and now it's 1st and 10.
Every play is supposed to get a player's best effort, but on 4th down, that really increases the stakes, doesn't it? What about that catch?
Heck of an effort picking up the first.
And now that team has to be motivated going forward. They just saw a great effort there. They want to make sure it pays off.
Yeah, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
Now it's Nix.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great effort there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Broncos take a 3-touchdown lead.
The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Prescott to throw it.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Prescott. Got his man. It's Williams. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Play fake. Here's Prescott.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked off by Alex Singleton.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
I mean, at this point, CD, what is not going their way in this first half? After that pick 6, they now have a 4-possession lead here.
And that allows them to say to themselves, how about we get everybody involved, okay? Because this one is a runaway, and it's looking like it's going to be even more of a runaway. Everybody gets a chance to play and get a little bit of love. The more guys that get to watching the highlight reels from this one, the better.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now 2nd and 3. In motion, that's Tolbert.
To throw is Prescott. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked up by Elijah Molden.
And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that...
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Evan Ingram, his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Broncos are able to add on to their first-half lead.
Lutz good on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Prescott now. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here's Prescott. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
Picked up by Riley Moss. And the Broncos will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Now a 2nd and 6. Here's Nix.
And that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Throwing Nix.
And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Off the play fake, Prescott. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Prescott. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Now Prescott. And now here is another interception.
Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the Broncos are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half. This carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins.
And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Here's 2nd and 3. They'll go again with Dobbins.
And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Running lanes run a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
To throw is Nix. And he's caught by Vele.
And he's taken down right away at the 39-yard line. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
A give up the middle to Dobbins. 41 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Right back to Dobbins on 1st. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise them with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a first down. Gotta love that efficiency.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Oftentimes when you lose in a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. Nix to the air. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Micah Parsons make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's second and 20. On the counter now, it's Dobbins. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on third and very long. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play. Welcome back now to Denver. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Broncos on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Looking to throw. Nix. He'll get that complete to Vele. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run with Dobbins. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
Dobbins once more. And not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Dobbins. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on third down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play. And
he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Evan Ingram, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Broncos are well on their way to a 5-0 start as they extend their lead. Lutz with the extra point, and it is 42-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8.
Throwing, Prescott. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga.
And it's a tremendous return as they fight. About the 10-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter.
Here's 2nd and 10. To throw, here's Nix.
Touchdown, Broncos! From 10 yards out.
And the Broncos continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Lutz good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the 4th quarter. And a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board? So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll set up to throw. And his first throw since coming in is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They'll look to throw.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Riley Moss. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
He completes this to Sutton. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Operating from the gun, Nix. And that is incomplete.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. A short one there taken in by Ferguson. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw. And the Broncos get there and take him down. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining.
Let's go ahead and put check marks by it all, partner. No points. Down by 4 touchdowns. Haven't had anything going today on offense. Why not add a late sack to the mix? Obviously a day to forget for all involved. Let's give plenty of credit to this defensive effort. They've been excellent from start to finish.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Well-executed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, I know this will surprise you. I've actually done a little bit of reading lately, and all the analytics say that you should go for it more on 4th down. I think someone has referred back to their analytics coach. Maybe he's got a pipeline into the booth because that was a really good play call.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Yeah, he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one's going to fall incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. That is caught. And he's got this down to the 35. Back to throw now on 1st down. And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete.
It certainly looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Second and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick him off for the 2nd time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays and get another one right there.
for the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen.